Good afternoon, everybody. I am coming here live. It's the Ready, Set, Grow show with Hillary, the marketing mom. And I am so honored to have with us today Miss Mia Redrick. All right. She is, well, one of my I guess what do I say mentors, my coach. She is a master coach, right, and has a lot of business experience. She is the real deal. People call her the real deal coach. She is a straight shooter, but more importantly, she has built her business around her life, around her terms, not the other way around, and she teaches others to do the same. So I am more than honored to have Mia here on the Ready Set Grow show to inspire you moms out there to get out there and do you. All right. So Mia, thank you again for joining today.
Well, thank you for having me, Hillary. It's an honor to be here. It's an honor to see you do and operate in your zone of genius. So it's beautiful.
Yes, thank you, thank you. So Mia, let's tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey as mom, as businesswoman, and your business.
Yeah, so I got started my business 16 years ago, and I decided at that time I wanted to figure out how to go to work as myself. I think a lot of moms think, how can I do what I'm doing professionally, for myself in my own business? And I was looking for someone to help me, and I ended up deciding, seeing an example of someone that was working from home, from the comfort of their home. And I said, exactly what I want to do. And decided to become a coach, a business coach. And I specifically focused initially on supporting moms. So, and it's been an incredible journey today. I've coached thousands of women literally all around the world, helping them to package their knowledge into high ticket offerings, both on and offline. And, it's a beautiful thing, being able to do what you want to do from the comfort of your home on your own terms.
Mm-hmm. How has that, I mean, as mom, I know a lot of mothers, they see this as, just being a mom and having a full-time job is a hard thing. But what was some of your challenges working from home, and how did you get around all of those challenges?
I think sometimes the hardest part when you decide to be a mom entrepreneur is creating that separation of space and time. That time to be an entrepreneur, but also that
Yeah.
time for a wife. I think sometimes we say, I'm going to start a business, but we never really carve out that consistent time for ourselves. And so your children don't know that it's real, and your spouse, if you're married, doesn't necessarily think that it's the true thing you're going to pursue. So I think that was probably one of the hardest things, was setting those boundaries for myself and being clear, like, I'm going to run this business. And even though it's in my home, it could be gigantic, ginormous, and helping my family shift those views that this was just like mommy with a little hobby kind of thing. Because I think that's what happens when you're working from home and you're making that transition, particularly if you're a stay-at-home mom and you go from being a stay-at-home mom to being an entrepreneur.
Yes, definitely. As now you said you started over 16 years ago.
Yeah.
All right. So how was what were some of the things that you put in place at home, to actually be able to manage that time with
Yeah.
younger children? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I think one of the biggest things that I did was I had office hours that my children knew and my husband knew. My husband works from home also, so that everybody understands that mommy is actually working. And if it was a sign on the door or when there was no door, I held up signs in my hand that said, I was working. Like, they understood that. And and now my children are older. They're 22, 19, and 15. And they've grown up with a model that you can be a mom and take great care of them, but also take care of your own life and your own dreams as well. And I think another thing that I always did was I outsourced quite a bit, Hillary, meaning I hired a virtual assistant. When I first got started in my company, I only could put in like 10 hours a week. So I hired someone else to match my time, 6 to 10 hours a week. And that made all the difference for me too, to kind of get more done because I had a lot less time to put in the beginning.
All right. Okay. Yes, definitely. Yeah. Outsourcing. I've heard that several times. Have you outsourced other things like, cleaning and all of those to just be able to get that time, or?
Yeah. So I always say there's outsourcing and then there's insourcing. So outsourcing in my business is what I do to be able to grow my business. So I always
Mhm,
focus, since I only had a small amount of time, I would focus the things I was best at.
mhm,
Uh, and those would be the things that I would do in my company, right? Like
mhm,
sales was what I did, or teaching my clients. And then anything administrative that someone else could
mhm.
do much
Correct.
easier for me,
Yes.
then I would outsource that. In my life, I insourced. So sure, I've had seasons where I've had standing order childcare, where somebody came 90 minutes a week or every other day. They came so that mommy could work, right?
Mhm.
Or I could work, right, in a consistent way, or my husband and I could date, or even having at times, my husband and I own a commercial laundry, but, outsourcing my laundry, right? So,
Mhm.
because a lot of women get steeped into household duties, and sometimes we can't do the things that we need to do because we're not good at doing all the things that have to be done, right? So, or
Exactly.
or just having someone, if someone's better at cooking meals, like maybe somebody cooks meals once a week and you store them in your fridge, right? It doesn't have to be expensive. It might be another mom entrepreneur that has a great skill at something like that.
Thing else. Right, exactly. Wow. That is yeah, we sometimes forget that and we don't give ourselves permission as moms to do that. Exactly.
I think there's
Um
a lot of mom judgment around those kind of things. My mom, I mean, my husband and I have owned a commercial laundry for over 15 years. And my mom said to me once, "You don't send your laundry out." And I was like, "But it's like my company. Are you like, are you kidding?" I think there's a lot of judgment when moms, I mean, you know what you need and you know what you can do. And just because another mom makes it look easy doesn't mean that that's your journey, or has to be, or that you need permission from another person in order for you to do what's best for you.
yes, definitely. Oh, I see Rashonda's joined us. Hello, Rashonda. Giants in the house. All right. So my I'm gonna shift a little bit because I know you have been my mentor. All right. How has having a mentor impacted your business? All
Yeah.
right.
So I've had the exact same mentor for over 16 years. So the very first thing I did when I wanted to start my company, I didn't know how to start a coaching business. I hired a mentor. Literally, I went to a live event, and I've worked with the exact same teacher, coach, trainer for 16 years. And and I want to speak to that for a minute because I think a lot of times what a lot of women think mentorship is like hopping from one coach to another coach, but it's not. It literally is being able to grow with someone through the good, meaning the good could be that things are working for you in your business, or the bad could be even that you're overcoming yourself, building that muscle, because we all have to, right? There are things that
Yeah.
we do in a business, and that someone that has history with you that understands exactly what's going on with you and your business, and that can advise you objectively. I think that's probably been one of the best things that ever happened to me. My coach modeled for me the lifestyle that I wanted. She was free. And I wanted to be a full-time entrepreneur. I wanted to be free. I wanted to own my time. And I wanted to work from the comfort of my home. So that was one of the things that was really important to me. And I also wanted someone that wasn't living that hype life. You know how sometimes it can look so grandiose, but you don't know how it really translates to you behind the scenes. I knew she had a great relationship with her spouse. I'm married. That was really important to me. I knew that quality of life really mattered. I saw her in her home all the time. I could see her traveling and having quality of life. And I could see that the kind of business she was building created a level of freedom that if I had that, the way I could give to my family instead of my family would be incredible. And so, that's how that really changed my life. And I would say the last thing about that, Hillary, is sometimes it's the model of what we see that changes everything. Sometimes it's not like a formula. Sometimes it's not a step by step. Sometimes getting a vision, catching a vision of something greater that you could step into that you never thought of before. In my case, it was that time rich life.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, yes. I see that because one of the things I think when I finally saw my vision, that I within a year, I started ticking off things off of that vision board. I remember that, and it was like that was powerful for me in
Yeah.
terms of, yes, you believe the believability of, yes, this can happen,
Yeah.
so as a mompreneur. Yep,
Yeah.
definitely. So what advice would you give to other moms who are either in business or looking to start a business? What advice would you give to them?
I think the most important thing I'd say, if I were talking to them or talking to me, knowing, having been in business so long, is the importance of standing in your value. That understand that whatever it is that you're charging right now, it's based on your own personal beliefs about your own value. Okay. You set your prices, and that's all based on beliefs. Literally, it is. It's all mindset. So a lot of times I've seen so many women who are talented, smart, educated. They deliver amazing results. They have great soft skills, something like motherhood, or maybe or hard skills, things that they've learned at work. And when they go to charge for whatever it is that they're doing, they often undervalue what it is. They say, I'm new at this, or no one knows me, or I don't have the credibility, I don't have the experience, when you really do. You have the results, you already have the proof, you've seen it over and over again in your life, or sometimes it's looked like what other people have said, how you've changed their lives. So I would say the biggest lesson that I'd want any mom entrepreneur to get is that standing in your value is essential to attract the right audience. And for those of you who want to literally build a business that allows you to be a full-time mom entrepreneur, you can never get there when you're undercharging, right? It becomes so much harder to provide amazing services to your clients, and in the same token, to attract people who are serious about getting the kind of results that you can provide for them.
Yes, definitely. I would agree. Totally agree. Because one of the things with online business, all right, this is a kind of a left field question, but the technology, some moms are like, they what did you use to build your business?
Well, let me just say, if we're talking technology, and I think you know this about me, I appear to be high tech, but I'm really low tech, okay? I built my entire business, literally, guys, using conference calls because I didn't know how to use video conferencing. I just started using videos maybe in the last 3 years, right? Like in the last 3 years, I started incorporating video in a big way in my business. Before then, and I only used conference calling, literally just dialing in. So you can choose a technology that's easy for you. It doesn't have to be anything that's difficult. In 16 years, I've done 13 PowerPoints for my company. I am so not kidding, like 13. Okay, literally. I mean, how many PowerPoints did you ever see? Okay.
None, exactly.
In the last maybe 15 months, I've done the majority of the 11, and I've not done them. I've outsourced and had someone do them. So why am I telling you this? I'm telling you that if technology doesn't work for you to be able to show up with your brilliance, then don't use it. It's more important to think about what is the platform that works for you, that you can consistently say yes to and get in front of your audience and share your brilliance, and spending all night trying to get all the technology worked out. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
I'm all about just hitting one button on and one button off, right? And it is created, and I've created great impact, not from any kind of, ego perspective, but I'm not high tech. No one would ever say that I'm high tech by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm very effective. And I understand that it's not what I don't know, it's what I do know, and then choosing a platform that allows me to reach those clients that will make a difference.
Absolutely. Yes. All right. Yes. Thank you so much. I love that. Yeah, because a lot of people, especially now 2020, there's so much technology to choose from. So a lot of people, before they even start, they're like, well, what do I need? And all of this stuff. Yeah. So
but it's never been easier I think it's so much easier today than it was even, 15 years ago. There was no Facebook Live, which is literally an on button and an off button, right?
Yeah.
An audience. So it's gotten a lot easier, and there are a lot of choices, but I think sometimes you just need to streamline and think about simplicity as your friend in growing a business.
Yes, definitely. All right. Well, thank you so much, Mia. It has been an honor. It has been a privilege to have you here. And thank you to all of my mompreneurs to be and mompreneurs who are following us All right. You can catch us tomorrow, 12:30 Eastern again. We've got another wonderful interview. This week it's my birthday week. So I'm bringing all of my wonderful female entrepreneurs to share with you. All right. Have a great day. And I will talk to you soon. Mia, again, thank you for
Thank
joining.
you. It's an honor.